Hello, my name is Luke Hayes, and the topic I'm talking about today is injuries in baseball pitchers. So, for a little background, Major League Baseball pitchers, they have been getting injured more and more as the years go on, and there's a lot of speculation as to why, and some people agree, some people don't agree, but a lot of experts agree on the variables that I'm about to talk about. So, to start off, pitchers are throwing harder than ever. Like, in past years, they never used to throw as hard as they do now. And StatCast is what the MLB uses to track all of their numbers. And in 2008, the average fastball velocity was 89 miles an hour. And in 2021, the average velocity was 92.8, so basically 93 miles an hour, which would be a 4-mile-an-hour jump, so which is a lot in baseball. So the harder that the pitcher is throwing, the more intensity that they need to use through their arm and their shoulder. So the increase in velocity is one of the main reasons I think that more pitchers are getting injured. And another reason that experts think that pitchers are getting injured more frequently is specialized training. So as I guess baseball evolved, there's been more types of training too for the players to get better. So just things that people that played a while ago would never even thought to do. So pitchers now are throwing weighted balls and doing certain lifts that are supposedly supposed to make their arms stronger and make their pitches better, but if you overdo it a lot, it's leading to injuries in your UCL and your shoulder. So when pitchers use this specialized training, it does make their pitches better for a certain amount of time, but if the overuse and the consistency of throwing it with that intent, it leads to their injuries. And so some people like it and some people don't. And then another reason that I think that pitchers are getting injured more frequently is the breaking pitches. So a breaking ball in baseball, a fastball is just a pitch that goes straight, mostly just stays straight. And then in baseball, there's a thing called a breaking pitch, which has more of a movement like this rather than just straight. And to throw it, you need to pronate your wrist. So every time you pronate your wrist, it uses your tendons more than just a straight fastball. So, and the hitters in baseball have been evolving. So in the past, you could just throw fastballs and the hitters wouldn't be able to hit them. But now the hitters are getting better, so you have to throw breaking pitches. And if you don't throw enough breaking pitches, you won't pitch good. So the pitchers are forced to throw more breaking pitches, which is putting more stress on their elbows and their shoulders. And those three reasons are the main three reasons that I believe that pitchers are getting injured more. But some other people think another big factor is youth coaches not teaching young kids how to take care of their arm from a young age, and young coaches allowing their pitchers to throw. So an MLB pitcher, on average, throws about 100 pitches a game, and youth players should only throw about 70 at max, but some coaches let them throw anywhere to like 100 to 110, which should never be allowed, which would cause a lot of problems for the young kids. But I also don't believe that that's the reason that they're becoming injured when they're older. I think that just leads to maybe not allowing them to get better earlier because you're putting too much stress on them. And so I'm just arguing that the three reasons that I talked about are the main three reasons of why MLB pitchers and youth pitchers, not so much youth, but high school aged MLB pitchers are getting injured on a more frequent basis. And I just think limiting the quantity of the pitches being thrown in games could be smart. And as long as pitchers are throwing less pitches in their outings, I think that they'll be able to throw for longer periods of time in their career. So if someone were to throw 100 pitches every game for 10 years, I think a person that throws 75 pitches every game for 10 years is going to have more room towards the end of their career than someone who just goes out there and throws to failure every time. So yeah, thank you for listening. That's my presentation.